I've been pretty busy lately, so I haven't had much of a chance to make videos. So I'm going to go through what I've been doing, and that's mainly trying to recycle a lot of stuff I have. As you can see here, I've upgraded to the new Mac Mini M4. So it's a tiny little thing. It's maybe the size of an Apple TV. It's maybe 6 inches square or 15 centimeters square. Weighs just probably under a kilo and has an internal power supply, so it doesn't have a great big brick. So I'm trying to minimize everything. So I've got one for the wife as well. So I'll come show you what I've replaced it with. Or what I've replaced it from. So this is what it's replacing. Some very large gaming spec type PCs, one for me, one for my wife. They're pretty big, as you can see, they're as tall as a dog. So I must let you know that I bought all of this stuff before I lost my job. So all of this stuff is about 5 years old. So I've got mechanical keyboards, I've got an iPad Pro, I've got a MacBook Pro, I've got a MacBook Air that the wife's selling. I've got some monitors, mouses, and the keyboards I'm selling are quite nice. I mean, they're mechanical ones, there's nothing wrong with them. So desktop computers themselves, they're pretty high spec, like 32 gig of RAM and 1 terabyte SSD. A mid-range graphics card, probably, well, 5 years ago it was a mid-range, it's probably a low-end one now, but it has 8 gig on board. Yeah, so I've got headphones as well, I've got spare fans, Wi-Fi connectors, I've got the original boxes for the motherboards. So that's one part I've got, and the other part I think in another video I told you I was downgrading my audio system, so I've basically sold most of the old audio system now. So I've sold the surround speakers, the center speaker, the 2 left and right speakers, and just a few weeks ago I finally sold the subwoofer. So now I've just got these 2 little vintage speakers here. Well, they're not that little, they're about 3 foot high. And I've still got this mess to sell here. So these are vintage Meridian M2 speakers. They're about 1981 or late 70s, I think. Oh, geez, they sound good though for their age. And I've got a home-built preamp that I bought off a off StereoNet, which is a like a audiophiles website. And then I've got a fairly high-end DAC, a Denafrips. So that's an R2R DAC. So it's taken me almost a year just to sell the couple of speakers and the subwoofer. So, which has got me thinking, you know, back when I was younger, secondhand stuff was really easy to sell. I'm finding it extremely difficult to sell stuff now, and I'm not asking ridiculous prices. Like the iPad I have is an iPad Pro. Still got about 91% battery health, and I'm selling it for $450. Now the newer models are about $2,000. So, and to me they look the same. I mean, it probably hasn't got the same performance, but who's going to buy an iPad to run games on anyway? All I've been getting is scammers and people with ridiculous offers, like really ridiculous offers, and people begging. So people telling me how hard their life is and can I give it to them for like $100, or people want me to send them their bank information or send them my personal details, and I can't pick it up now. I've got to get a friend to come pick it up, and I'll wire the money when they get there, and all sorts of scams. I've had extremely few genuine offers. So this sort of makes me think, what's going on here? Like, do people just don't want to buy secondhand gear anymore? I mean, this stuff is good. I mean, it's all working. I'm not selling stuff that's broken or dodgy. Everything works perfectly. I just upgraded to those little Mac Minis, and I just want to get rid of all the other stuff. So making the computer room much more simplistic. So it's only a couple of wires now, just a little box and a monitor, and that's pretty much it. So all this stuff has to go. So let me know why you think people aren't buying stuff anymore. I find it extremely odd. Another thing I've also done is I've side graded my car. So I had a 20-year-old Lexus, so I side graded that for a 10-year-old Toyota, sort of thinking that down the road, I'm talking about in a couple of years' time, the Lexus does have a bit of a leaking strut. So Lexus has told me it's no biggie, you can just leave it go for a few years, but eventually you'll have to repair it. And I'm sort of a bit worried about how much it's going to cost. So I thought, well, I'll sell the car now and get something similar. So all those people wondering that Lexus is the same as Toyota, now that I've got both, I can tell you they are not the same. So Lexus is definitely not a glorified Toyota. The one I got is 10 years older than the Toyota. It drives smoother, it rides better, it's way quieter, and there's all those little quality of life things. So I think most of the improvements are the quality of life things. So the door handles the Toyota, the door handles feel like plastic, whereas on the Lexus they're stainless steel. I'm pretty sure it's strong enough you could stand on them. And it's all the other things in the car. The leather in the car is far better quality, the carpet's better quality, the door trim, the features in it are fairly identical. The Toyota's got a little bit extra, but not much considering the huge age gap. So one part where I say they're the same is like the switches and the controls. So like the windscreen washer and the light stalk and all those little switches and buttons. Those look like they're all the same. So it's probably a lot of parts in the suspension are probably the same. But I can tell you what, the Toyota doesn't turn nothing like the Lexus. The Lexus has an extremely small turning circle. I can easily do a U-turn in a 2-lane road, which you really can't do with a regular car. And the ride, it feels extremely planted on the ground. The Toyota feels good. It's a bit bumpy and rough, and you can hear the road. It's definitely not as quiet. But I guess it is a bit more exciting to drive as well, the Toyota. So I'm going to pop upstairs and I'm going to show you all these messages I've been getting with scam. I'll show you some of them with the ones from scammers. So if you're an older person and you're selling stuff, you might not be aware of all the tricks people pull on you to try and get money out of you. So I'll share what tricks they've been pulling on me.